Ladies and gentlemen, this is Diamonds in the Sun here at the Salvation Army Caring Place. And our maxim here is that everyone truly is special and beautiful inside. Everyone truly does have something special about them, whether some gift, some skill, some gift, some talent, something to show and display to the world. And we're doing more than encouraging and entertaining people this evening. We're also raising awareness for the Cythera House and their efforts, taking action against abuse against women and children. So it's going to be a fundraiser event as well, and hopefully we're going to prepare yourself for a bad joke. This is bad. William Shatner bad. We're going to try to put the fun in fundraiser. You can start throwing tomatoes anytime. All right, there you are. But I'm still good looking. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Arak Starr-Eagle, and this is my co-host, Dr. Brainstorm, straight from the lab. We're employees, volunteers from the Salvation Army Caring Place. We're kind enough to host this event here. We're also members of the web-based artistic studio and humanitarian group, the Halcyon Imagineers, establishing our presence on the internet and supporting good causes. I'd like to welcome you all to Diamonds in the Sun, a talent and fundraising concert, as I mentioned, for the Cythera House, put on to raise awareness for the unjust abuse of women and children in our society. Now, 2 months ago, myself and my fellow Imagineers, Mr. Charlie Spittle is seated down there, and also Dan Gressel, Dan Lionheart Gressel, everyone gets a nickname with me, our cameraman. Well, I guess we decided to create an event to not only showcase and encourage local talent in the GBRD and Maple Ridge, but to help raise funds for an organization that deals with helping victims of abuse, particularly women and children, cope with the horrible effects of physical, sexual, psychological, and emotional abuse. Now folks, in my own life, I will confess, I'm not going to go deeply into this. I have seen the cruel hand of abuse harshly affect the lives of many innocent people, several close friends, in fact, among them. Now abuse is always unjust and wrong, no matter what form it takes. Abuse leaves pain in its wake. Foremost for the abused, who suffer most directly and most horribly, and also for those that commit the acts as well, because they have to suffer with the burden of guilt and shame. That's something sometimes we forget, even though they've committed horrible acts. Inexcusable, but it's there. I do not claim to be an expert in this area, but I will say I am very proud of the great work that the Cythera House has done to alleviate the effects of abuse on innocent women and children, providing specifically safe refuges and basic necessities, emotional support with individual counseling, awareness groups, pattern changing groups, parenting programs, children's counseling, and programs for children, all dedicated to bringing a semblance of peace, safety, security, comfort, hope, and of course healing to these innocent victims' lives. It has been our esteemed honor and privilege, ladies and gentlemen, to work with Cythera this evening and over the last couple months in putting on this concert and talent show, aimed at encouraging, entertaining, inspiring, and most importantly, raising a call to arms, a call to action to stand against any and all forms of abuse in this community and beyond. Now, before the festivities begin, I would like to cordially introduce you all to Nicole Chambers in our audience there, and she'll be at the Cythera booth. She's our guest speaker tonight and the representative, and she'll be discussing and explaining specifically some of their wonderful healing programs. Before I do that, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Brainstorm, Joseph Warden here. He's got a few other brief messages for you folks, and then we're ready to rock and roll. Are you guys ready to rock and roll? And in some specific cases, some rap too. I'm doing some. I'm debuting glam rap tonight. That's going to be awesome, yeah. Joe, take it.
All right. All right, I just want to welcome everybody here to the talent show tonight. Thank you all for your support. I just want to point out the table in the back there with the donation box. For any gifts that are under $10, there's a cash donation box. You can just feel free to drop it in there if you like. Also, there's some envelopes for any gift that's over $10. We'll be just drop it in the envelope. We'll go directly to Cythera, and they will issue a tax receipt for your convenience. Once again, thank you for your generous support, and on with the show.
On with the show. Nicole, if you'd like to come up, please give a hand for Mrs. Nicole Chambers.
special talent per se, so I'm not going to be doing a big, song and dance up here, but I am going to be sharing about what Cythera does. So I feel like Kyle already kind of shared a lot about that, didn't he? He knows a lot about Cythera. He's done his research. So first I'd like to share that Cythera has a transition house. So we have a 12-bed transition house in the community that helps families and children who are leaving domestic violence situations. We have a lot of families, but also single women that are able to stay in there. We also have some flexibility, so if we have a youth that doesn't fit with our youth safe house in our community, that fits best in our transition house, that we can make that work with them as well. It's approximately 30 days stay, and we have a lot of really great support workers there that help the women get back on their feet with legal situations, with housing, and everything that they need. The other piece that we have our counseling center. So I am a children's counselor at Cythera. I work with children aged 3 to 18 in the children who witness abuse counseling. So I see the children there. It's a psychoeducational group. So basically what I do is I work with children individually or in group services, and we talk about topics. So a lot of the topics are feelings and abuse. We just give them awareness. Children over 12 can sign consent, so that's really helpful for our youth in our community that are a little bit nervous, that maybe their father or somebody, in their homes know what they're doing, but youth can come and get consent, and we have 100% confidentiality. We also have Stopping the Violence counselors, so we have our women's service, it's called Stopping the Violence. All of our counselors are clinical counselors in that program. We do have a wait list right now, but we do our best to kind of adjust and move women up if we feel like they need to get in right away. Lots of groups happening. We have, like we said, pattern changing, adult survivors of sexual abuse, ICAN, parenting programs, parenting after domestic abuse. We have an ICAN, which is an abuse awareness group, lots that are going on there. And we also have our thrift stores. So Cythera social enterprises really fund a lot of our programming. And we like to pride ourselves and say that our thrift stores have the lowest priced quality items out there. So, we want you to go out there and take a look at our thrift store. It comes back into the community, it comes back into our programming, it comes back into our transition house. So I think that's everything I have to say. Thank you very much.
That's really good information to know. Right on. Well, I have the privilege of introducing this next person, and boy, she something else. Dharma Jorgensen, aka Ocean Topaz. Alternative, she's a modern enigma, a mystery, likes to keep people guessing. Try to put a finger on her, but you can't. She's an alpha female on beta blockers. Chicks don't dig the creepy guys, but they like the vampire stalkers. She's one of a kind, a humanitarian standing up for rights of all human beings, fighting against evil, standing up for world peace and freedom. Da 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 da!
Right there. Is it on?
that shine like the sun. Welcome to the storm. I'm caught in the eye. I won't lie, I know I'm going to die. You come as an apparition, you invade my dreams. When it's in her conviction to the monochromatic theme. You ask me how I sleep at night, no, I'm not alright. Yeah, I'm breaking out in cold sweats, you'll never love me again. And you cut out my heart, laughing nicely while I died. Well, I gave you all my love, and it still went to right. I wish I could hold you now, but in a different way. But if I fall again, I will become your prey. Welcome to the storm, I'm caught in the eye. I won't die, I know I'm going to die. You come as an apparition, you invade my dreams. But it's in their convictions and a monochromatic theme. You ask me how to sleep tonight, no, I'm not alright. Yeah, I'm breaking out in cold sweat, you're never love me again. You ask me if I still love you, when I swear I still do. All that's left for me to do is breathe the spirit of you. Whoa, nothing is as it seems. I say monochromatic dreams. Conviction is my theme. Yeah, I say monochromatic dreams. Scotoma, and this is my other one. This one's called Stockholm Syndrome, because I've been through an abusive relationship, and I would like to thank, while I'm up here, the Site There Transition House has helped me out when I was fleeing an abusive relationship with my son, and I'm very happy to be performing here tonight to support such a wonderful cause. I got a narcissistic guy sitting on the couch next to me watching the TV. Let me tell you, I've never been one to enjoy captivity. He keeps me locked up in the basement, a dark short leash around my neck. Let me tell you why I ever get sky any of my respect. I think I love him. When I look into his eyes, I'm paralyzed. Even though I try, I still have both hands tied. Well, that's when I cry, don't set me free, don't set me free, don't you set me free. Don't set me free. I feel his hands on my shoulders, straight down the back of my neck, everything was great. Though he professes he loves me so much lately, he turns into a ball of me. I ask myself, days on days, how can this love be true? So here I lie, my blood, sweat, and tears, I guess I'm stuck with you. I think I love him. When I look into his eyes, I'm paralyzed. Even though I try, I still have both hands tied. That's when I cry, don't set me free, don't set me free, don't set me free. short walk so I can get a little bit of fresh air. It's the little things that he did like this to show me that he really cared. I always walk on eggshells, I wanna run away, hide, disappear. If you know Stockholm Syndrome, like I know there's no real way out of here. I think I love him. When I look through his eyes, I'm paralyzed. Even though I try, I still have both hands tied. That's when I cry, don't set me free, don't set me free, don't you set me free. Whoa, whoa, cut me to pieces, tear up my skin, show me the trouble that I'm in. Burning fleet, start a fire deep inside, don't stop no matter how hard I try. I'm paralyzed. This one lowered me down into the deep hole. Told me it was a heart.
Okay.
It started screaming
Okay, not press it again.
I will run again. Told me it hurts. 'Cause I'm all alone right after you're gone. I'm just a stone right after you're gone. Right after you're gone. Right after you're gone. I'm just a stone. Right after you're gone.
Thanks for giving me this opportunity once again to support a very great cause.
Thank you for playing.
Thanks a lot, Dharma. That's, I'm sure we all agree that was very beautiful pieces that she performed there. Very, very mystical, actually. It's very nice. I really enjoyed that. And now, my friends, women, countrymen. There's no Romans here. I don't know what I'm talking about. Now, my friends, it is time. What time is it, may you ask? It is time for us all to travel to the epiphany-rich and profoundly deep well of wisdom. It is now time for the crystalline poetry and the vast knowledge of the sage, the enlightened one, Mr. Gnosis Charlie Spittle. Cue the wind chimes and the gongs. The master has arrived.
Thank you, Arak, Starr-Eagle. I have a few poems tonight. The first one is called Peace. Peace is silence. Peace is tranquil. Peace is free. Peace is mutual. Peace is tolerance. Peace is forgiving. Peace is unity and diversity. Peace is beneficial. Peace is understanding and reasoning. Peace is respecting one's disposition despite disagreeing with another. Peace is respectful and reverent to all life. Peace is the alleviation of human suffering from disease, hunger, and/or negative life experiences. Peace is kind, compassionate, and the unconditional love human beings relate to each other in their interdependence. Peace is the higher plane of human existence where people love and take care of each other. Peace is community, family, friends, and relatives, and widening that circle of friends to include everyone, to be global. Peace is flexibility and the art of negotiating without compromise to human dignity or value to human life. Peace is knowledge and awareness, the enemy of ignorance and prejudice. Peace is calm and being able to be comfortable with the unknown, to learn from it and understand it so it becomes less foreign and more familiar. Peace is intelligence. Violence is a lack of intellect. Peace is a safe, clear, and lucid environment where learning and understanding are not to be feared, or fearing to, nor questioning to understand. Peace is justice with mercy, not vengeful or retributive. Peace is intrapersonal as well as interpersonal. Peace is inner as well as outer. Peace is reflective, deep, and meaningful because it deals with the very core fiber of our consciousness. Peace is patience and long-term. Peace is what all human beings truly long, desire, and pine for in their very existence. At the very core of their being, beyond any physical or material wealth or desires. Peace is the sacrifice of the smaller, less important things for the larger, more meaningful things, such as mutual understanding and nonviolence. Peace is bringing people together to move the human race forward. Peace is the hope of humanity. Peace is heaven on earth. Peace is possible. That concludes my first speech. Reflection. Reflection is consideration. Reflection is thought based on action or speech or experience. Reflection is pensive, thoughtful, and meaningful. Reflection is evaluating what's happened, and questioning why. Reflection is comparative, comparing your experience with whether from action, speech, or receiving action or speech to other similar experiences or opposite experiences, and trying to see the relationship between the two and trying to extract meaning. Reflection is deep, is seeking, and is an attempt at understanding the human experience and what it means to be human. Reflection is introspective, philosophical, is taking into account what's happened and learning to accept it for better or for worse. Reflection is remembering and is based on memory. Memory acts as the building materials for reflection to build its architecture of meaning and understanding and learning from life's experiences. Reflection is what gives human beings depth. That concludes my second speech. Next poem is Memories. Memories are our personal history. They are full of joy, they are full of regret, they are full of the highs and lows, the extremes, and everything in between we cannot forget. Old friends, lovers, relatives, teachers, students, bosses, co-workers, and the positive and negative experiences that haunt us. They are images in the past we cannot do anything about. They are just there, they haunt us. Memories are like a mixed blessing. Sometimes it can make you feel like a fool, sometimes a king. They are mysterious because we are not in full conscious control or fully aware of how they function or why. It can lift you up and make you feel like you can fly or pull you down to such depths that you wish you would die. The only thing we truly know is that our memories are triggered by association of a similar experience or image in the present that can unlock a memory of the past. Although the memory is impressionable, the visualization of the memory is only fleeting and does not last. Even though our memories are at the whim of a dynamic, random, and complex associative mind, which is beyond our conscious control of which memory will sing, it is up to our current actions that can change the memory's meaning. A memory, for better or for worse, may feel like a blessing or a curse, is a key to our identity. They constitute who we are, whether the memory feels near and close or away and far. We all have our own set of locked memories with specific triggers that act as keys. These make each and every one of us unique, different, and one of a kind like no other, not even if we had a twin sister or brother. In the end, our memories will be all we have. They will be the last things we hold on to in this existence as we pass on from this life dead and gone. And it will be our conscience that will dictate which memories will be brought to light one last time. It will be those key memories of us at our best and at our worst, which both will be reflected in our giving and unforgivable crimes. So, starting today, make the best of the time you are given. Make amends with those you have offended, and forgive or seek to be forgiven. For in the end, when all you have left is your memories, at the moment or hour of your death, you want them, for the most part, to be good ones to remember before your last breath. Because when your life is ending, it's to yourself you want to tell that you tried your damn best, because your conscience will dictate whether you die in peace or hell. And my next speech is, my next poem is Every Moment Counts. Each day I wake up to the morn. Each day I'm bearing again and reborn, only to find myself torn between facing the day or sleeping in, the battles in the mind I struggle within. So the days go on as I live my life story. My thoughts and actions define whether a day is a loss or a victory. I don't have many possessions, I don't have a lot. Like I've said before, every day's a battle, win or lose, I have fought. Every day the tireless battle of life, in the mind there is no rest, for without struggle there is no progress. Whether with myself or with others, there's a daily relation, for life is a journey, not a destination. Either way you choose, sooner or later it's life, you'll have to face it, whether you spend your day productively or choose to waste it. Life goes on, and time waits for no man. So how will you spend your days? Will they be random, or do you have a plan? They say time is money, time is precious. So what will you do with yours? Will you waste it or cherish it? Through writing this poem, I've reflected on life and time. I choose not to waste a minute longer, for it's an unforgivable crime. To myself and my life and those loved ones near, I see that life and my time here is a gift, that's clear. And this is the last poem, Peace and Progress. I had a dream that the whole human race was working as a team. The thought was us at our ideal. A dream, a thought, a concept which can be made real. The human race together, searching for the light. It's us together, not against each other. For truth we fight. In our unified purpose, it is our intention and motive to set things right. I know I'm not alone, there are others too. It's up to me and you. You know, to accomplish heaven on earth, it's true that we must work together if the human race is to live forever. Our cumulative human efforts are like a shower. United together, we have the power to evolve and give the human race refinement, so we together can achieve enlightenment. Each and every individual who contributes has merit. We can progress by leaps and bounds if we don't care who gets the credit. To ask, to ponder, to consider, to research the question why. This disposition and curiosity will make us truly fly. It will give our lives and humanity's existence length. If we realize it's when we're together we have strength. It's like the holy number 7. The concept to have a heaven on earth is to act and treat each other as if we're already in heaven. I have one quote I'd like to give before I exit stage by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He said, "Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. We ask ourselves, who am I to be? Fabulous, gorgeous, talented, brilliant. And a matter of fact, who are you not to be? We are born to make manifest the glory of God within us. And as we let our own light shine, we give other people unconsciously permission to do the same." Thank you.
All
right, thank you, Mr. Gnosis, for your precious words of wisdom. They're like fine pearls to the ear, aren't they, folks? And now, dudes and dudettes, get ready to rock, get ready to roll, get ready to lose all sense of control. Batten down the hatches for the thunder and the wonder, and prepare to be amazed by the supersonic, high-octane vocals of the one, the only Super Shredder, Sonny D. Yeah, dig it.
Thank you for the tremendous intro. But I mean, I'm overcoming a mild stroke and pneumonia. So I probably won't be singing today, maybe a little. But I'm going to have my friend Ace Lightem get up here. In lieu of me. Come on up, Ace.
Now they just look gnarly.
Yes, I am.
Well, good evening, Maple Ridge. How y'all doing? We just got to say thank you for having us. My name's Ace Lightem, and this is Sonny Dean, and we're half of a band that has just been newly formed in the last 3 weeks called Light 'Em Up. This first song I wrote a little while ago, it's called Illusion. Hope you like it. It goes like this. question to ask you. Do you like rock and roll music? Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You do, eh? Well, that's basically what we do. Okay? And I'm going to tell you one thing. Okay? And it was something that my mama told me when I was just a little wee boy, 6, 7 years old. After I saw Jimi Hendrix in, what was it, Woodstock. And he did the Star Spangled Banner thing, you know? Well, anyway, my mom turned around and said, "Well, sonny boy, what do you think of that?" And I said, "Well, you want to know what? I want to do just that." Well, the look of horror on this woman's poor face, man, I'm telling you, I've never seen a woman go white so quick in my life. She said, "2 things. You know, boy, that's one hell of a hard life." I said, "Yeah, why?" She says, "Rock and roll is a vicious game!" This next one was written by a friend of mine who lives over on Vancouver Island. I used to play in a folk rock band called Bill Clinton's Express, where we took, if you can imagine this combination, a Gordon Lightfoot type folkie that used to play a 12-string guitar, and me, okay? I used to play a lot of Scorpions and, you know, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, and all that type of fun stuff, right? So my buddy comes up to me one day and he says, "Ace, I got this really wild idea for you." And I'm like, "What are you talking about, man?" He says, "Well, I want you to play in my band, right?" And I said, "Bill, I don't play like you at all." You know, he says, No, but that's the point. He says, "What I want to do is I want to take hard rock and roll and folk music and blend them." Well, you want to know what? I worked with that band for over a year and a half, and I walked away with several of his songs. And this is one of them. It's called Dreams. It's all about seeing two guys seeing one thing and coming from two different perspectives. Hope you like it. Goes like this.
What
All right, thank you very much there, Ace. Yeah, Ace of Spades. I got nicknames for everybody. Hope he likes that one. And kind of works, doesn't it, now? And thank you very much, Super Shredder. That was, you know, you guys blew the roof off the house here. So anyways, forget this microphone. We're going to bring out a person right now who's a dear friend to me. Her name is Marlena Lummis, and she's our Director of Talent. She's got her own set of fans there, I can see. It's nice to see you in the crowd there, Adam and Mika and little Mariah. And yeah, it's wonderful, you know, the Northridge people coming out. So I actually have a name for Marlena, nicknames for everyone as usual, like George W. there. Why am I comparing myself to that guy? But anyway, not the best of comparisons. But I call Marlena the Joyful Cheer, and why do I say that? Because she tirelessly ventures out each and every Wednesday evening, spreading the gospel of the Lord and bringing hope, cheer, and healing to this very community of Maple Ridge, British Columbia. She works enthusiastically with helping children, and she goes to each and every place that the Lord calls her to. She even, I don't know if she'll mention this, but she even, with her father, took a trip out to Belize, of all places, you know, and that's very interesting. So, you know, she's a true crusader and a true humanitarian and altruist. In light of tonight's theme, Marlena here would like to share her personal journey and testimony with all of you folks. Without further ado.
Well, tonight is on abuse, so I just thought I would talk about abuse and what Jesus did to heal me from it. I've been through a lot of abuse in my life, emotional, physical, verbal, sexual. Abuse started for me at 5 years old. I was sexually abused by a man who lived just down the street from me. I was sexually abused almost every single day for 5 years. Through that abuse, I did not once get mad at God because I attended Sunday school and I believed what I was being taught, that Jesus loves me and is always for me, and Satan is the enemy out to steal from, kill, and destroy me. Childlike faith is what I had. At 5 years old, I just knew that it was pointless to get mad at God about any circumstance or situation or anything, because He is the one that you need to run to, your best friend. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind, and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3 verse 5. Faith is being sure of what you hope for and certain of what you do not see. Now, how many people here have been abused or know somebody who has been abused? Please raise your hand. So about almost every single person in the room. It's actually very common. As a matter of fact, 1 million people are abused each year, and that's just the cases that we know about. The effects of abuse are harsh. You develop a severe depression, you're angry, you're anxious, you're fearful. You feel that there is something wrong with you. You feel ashamed and alone because Satan is a master manipulator that manipulates you into believing this. But fear not, because Jesus has overcome the world. John 16, verse 33. Jesus has already won. So stop believing the lies that are weighing you down and start believing the truth. Myself, I sat in a pity party for years. I was angry and miserable, thinking that it didn't affect anyone. But as a matter of fact, it affected everyone around me, especially my family and my friends. I would block you out and build up walls because that was a lot easier than actually dealing with my emotions. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. Matthew 7, verse 7. Once I started asking God to heal me in this area and revealing to me what I needed to do to change, He started opening the door so that I could receive the healing that He had for me. And a huge step to this healing is forgiveness. I had to forgive everybody who hurt me in my past, including myself and the man that abused me for 5 years. Because Jesus died on the cross and forgave you of your sins, so must you forgive your brother for his. This was not an easy process for me. It took years of consistent prayer, crying out to Jesus, repentance, healing, and forgiveness to experience the freedom that I have today. Jesus took what Satan tried to destroy me with, abuse, and he healed me from it, so now Jesus can help others through me. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future, Jeremiah 29:11. The day I knew that Jesus had healed me from the abuse that happened to me was about 4 years ago. My sister and I went to a conference, and we just got off of an elevator, and we saw my abuser pass me and get onto the elevator. She saw him, so she tapped me on the shoulder and looked at me and pointed at him, and I had complete peace. I had a joy and I had a love fill my heart. The anger, the fear, the anxiety, the pain, it was gone. I just felt peace. And that is how we all should feel with our brothers and sisters. Peace. We need to learn to love even the ones who are hardest to love. As the Father have loved me, so I have loved you. Now remain in my love. John 15, verse 9. I encourage you to pray not only by yourselves in your rooms, but with others as well. The power in prayer is amazing. I encourage you to hook into a church, to hook in with people, good people, groups, any sort of a church group, because the power in prayer and the freedom that comes from it is just amazing. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4, verse 6-7. I just want to thank you for listening to me today, and if anybody has any questions or would like to accept Jesus into their heart or would like prayer, I'm willing to pray and talk with anybody. Please don't be shy. Thank you.